The May jobs report dropped earlier this morning with the leisure and hospitality industry trending upwards. The vast majority of them were in the food services and drinking places. Those jobs added, with over 33,000 positions added in that sector alone. We've got Yahoo Finance's Canal live from Bubby's Tribeca location in New York City. She's joined by Bubby's chef and owner, Ron Silver. Ali, take it away. What a spread.
Hi, Brad. And as you can see, we're at Bubby's. Look at this spread. It is popping here on a Friday. One of the hardest brunch reservations to get in New York City. Ron, thank you so much for joining us today. You've been in business for 33 years. From a labor perspective, what's the secret to attracting that talent, both the wait staff as well as your cooks?
Well, you know, a lot of people who have work at Bubby's have been here for 20 years or more than that. Some people have started when they were like 14 and they're 40 now. So one of the things is just that we have a real community. We pay a lot more than most restaurants do, and well, when Bubby's is successful, my entire crew is successful.
You said you pay more than most restaurants. So what sort of incentives are you offering employees? And really, what do they want right now?
Well, what they want right now is to be paid well and to have a personal life respected, so that there's so that it really is not, I think there's a certain amount of freedom of having a personal life that may not have been thought about before the pandemic. And I would say there's more flexibility right now and more sort of liberty in our crew.
Mm-hmm. So you have hourly wages, and then on top of that is the tipping.
We have some of our crew gets tipped, the front of the house gets tipped, and the back of the house doesn't get tipped.
Got it. And in terms of tipping, we're dealing with inflation, a lot of high prices right now. Are you seeing consumer behavior shifting on the amount that they're willing to tip servers?
I have not seen anything like that, but I haven't heard anything like that here. So it seems like everybody's happy at Bubby's.
And you brought up the pandemic. We're in this post-pandemic world now. How are you able to weather that storm from a labor perspective and really keep the doors open during that time?
Well, we really were flexible and had a lot of enthusiasm to do whatever we could. And as soon as we could open outdoors, we did. You know, I grew up in Utah in the mountains, so I'm sort of used to thinking about eating outside in weird weather. Mm-hmm. And so we really were able to lean into all the opportunities as they happened without sort of wondering if it was Armageddon or a pandemic.
I admit, I was one of those people that weathered the storm quite literally in order to eat outside. And, when we talk about inflation and price increases, have you had to raise menu prices and pass on some of that cost to the consumer?
We have had to do it, and we've been very judicious about it. We're really making sure to just sort of cover our expenses rather than turning our price point into something else. Because, Bubby's has a certain sort of middle point where we fit in, and I don't want to start getting into the overly expensive category.
And where have you seen the biggest price increases? We've seen certain ingredients like eggs skyrocket, and as a place,
chocolate, coffee, meat, all kinds of things, just inching their way up for all kinds of reasons.
So how do you battle those inflationary pressures?
I mean, we really just keep a close eye on our costs, and we adjust when we need to. We don't hesitate to do it if we need to. And, so far it's worked out, and I would say that in the end result, our check average is up maybe 5% from what it was, or 6%.
And are you seeing consumers change the way they order, maybe ordering less, sharing more?
Well, no, I think that people who are coming to Bubby's seem to be having the same experience as they were before, or more so in a way.
Okay. And then in terms of, in dining versus delivery, because during the pandemic, delivery really became a popular option. Are you seeing those levels revert to pre-pandemic times? Are you still seeing delivery a very popular option right now?
Well, what we saw really was that our delivery business went up by about 500% and stayed there. So it really is a completely new revenue center for us in a meaningful way, the delivery business.
And is in dining back to pre-pandemic levels?
We're up probably about 40% from the pandemic.
Now, I know you have a new cookbook. You're re-releasing this.
Yes.
All about pies.
It's all about pie, pastry, seasonality.
Okay, I'm someone that really can't cook a pie. So what is the secret to being able to create something like this?
Well, one thing is that this is sort of the pinnacle, but there's ways to make, for example, a cookie crust pie that's so easy with graham crackers, and there's homemade graham cracker recipe if you want to do that, or you can buy commercial ones. And so there's all kinds of levels of pie to make in there, and it's really worth learning how to do a flaky pastry crust, even though it takes a long time to be able to do it.
It's a labor of love, right?
It takes years and years to really understand it, because you have to go through all the seasons. It changes all the time, and it really is a learning process.
All right, well, I personally want to try some of this. I believe this is the rhubarb pie, right? That's your favorite one?
Rhubarb, yes.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to keep enjoying this pie. Back to you in the studio, Brad and Julie. I know you guys are jealous that you're not here with me right now.
I feel like you're playing with my emotions right now as I'm looking at all that food. It looks fantastic. Thank you so much, our very own Ali Canal.
Amazing.
Well, we want to give a shout out to our head of live, Val Cavall, who's worked so hard to get us a true pulse check on the labour market this Jobs Day, putting in that work there, as you can see. Always lovely to see you. Thank you, Val.